Today we're going to present our pitches to Nick about what we're thinking of doing
showcase
for
that's
the showcase,
at the end of the summer,
which is going to be like
for
each person has like a 10-minute slot to write like some sort of shortened play.
which is going to be nerve-wracking. So,
I mean, it was only a couple of like people we're going to have to talk in front of, you know? So it's not like I was really freaking out.
Sharing your ideas in any context is like, it's incredibly nerve-wracking. I know that nobody will judge me, like, logically I know that, but I also know that sometimes we do have opinions, and like, I just want, I know it shouldn't be my overall goal to be good or whatever, but I want to be good and I want to be accepted, even though that's not necessarily healthy. Yeah.
Come to this table and sit back there, or stand, and then we'll be your audience over here. Okay, so you're up, right?
I'm Mirei Dominguez. I was in the dramatic writing division, and I'm 17 years old.
You're ready? Okay, you're up.
Just start with it, whatever. Okay. I grew up watching movie musicals, and I was obsessed with movie musicals, like The Sound of Music, and Mary Poppins, and The King and I, and West Side Story. I was just obsessed with this like heightened reality. And the escapism of it all. You know, I was just so obsessed with movies and TV, and I let it affect me so much. I wanted my life to be a movie. I wanted my life to be TV because everything made sense there. I choose to write because it makes me feel powerful. It's hard to deal with the reality of life and the present moment. Like, the present moment sucks, you know? With meditation and mindfulness, we want to, like, be, but, like, I want to be in a different world. I want to be beyond my imagination and creating things and controlling the life and making it perfect, making it the way that I want it to be, or, you know, questioning things and satisfying things within myself. I write because it fulfills something in me, this need to escape. And that's not to say that like all my writing is sunshine and lollipops and rainbows and stuff. It just helps me work through all the things that are going on in my life and all the confusion and hatred and shame and guilt, but also all the love and the human connections and just being able to interpret life in the way that I want to. This is about a black girl visiting her white Jewish grandmother in a nursing home, and the main character is Tamara. She wants to have a relationship with her grandmother. Now, I haven't really decided why they're not very close. Either way, it's like her grandmother isn't a very big presence in her life, and she wants that to change. And so her grandmother was like, hey, I'm in this nursing home, I want you to come see me so that we can, you know, talk and sort of like, you know, maybe she can apologize for not being such a big presence in her life. There's this like disconnect between their generations and values, and like maybe she still resents her for like distancing herself from their family. The play starts with the two of them like knitting together, trying to figure out what to say. I want to tell this story now because I think it would be interesting to explore the generational divide and how one gets to know someone they're supposed to love.
That feels like a great anchor and question for a play. And it seems like in this idea, the consequences are inherently in the relationship. There's no external place they can put the consequences of the action. It has to land in the relationship. And for me, as a teacher and as an audience member, that's really exciting.
How you plan on tackling the racial divide as well as the generational divide, because it's kind of like it's really hard to talk to old people in general, and then on top of that, when you're like from a different background. I do though enjoy that you are tackling something that's like kind of common. Like blended families are so common. Like my grandmother is like wider than a piece of paper, and like it's awkward and it's like weird because I'm black and like we sort of don't have that, like we don't see eye to eye because we don't have the same culture. And so the fact that you're tackling that and you're not solely basing it off of race, I think it's cool that you're basing it also just the generational divide in general. And then also the fact that they're knitting in the beginning, it's really exciting. I just love it when people have like awkward conversations, but they also have like an action that they're doing where they have something to like channel all that awkward energy into, because I feel like it makes it more realistic. Like no one ever has an awkward conversation just like hi, we're gonna talk about this. Like, it's always like, I'm gonna grab my water bottle and also I'm gonna be on my phone. Like, it sort of, it makes it a bit more realistic, which is really cool.
I asked a question. I was just like thinking how the granddaughter will like take action from like where the play leaves off in a sense, because you were saying, I don't remember what exactly you said about the ending, but it just left me thinking like, how is the granddaughter gonna like step forward in their relationship? Is she like gonna come back and visit, or is this like the end? Not for the grandma, but like, you know, the end of their relationship.
My question is, what is the specific decision that has to be made that will express the bigger question that you're asking? Because the bigger question is, how do they reconnect? How do they find forgiveness? How do I apologize for something so deep? But what's the specific thing that they have to decide that will show them landing on one side of that or the other? That's my question. Any other questions from Ray? Mirei, was that a hand or? No, okay. Mirei, of all of these ideas, what's the one that you're most excited to work on?
I don't know. I feel like all of them would challenge me in some way. I feel like the first one would do better as a full-length play, just because there's so much to it. But I do think it would just be so interesting and heartbreaking to write. Like, I don't know. I'm sort of attached to them all at this point, and I don't. Yeah.